Chatelet Brothers. Let's pause the music for a second. So right now I'm at a job site and I kind of got hired to drive a tractor to clear snow, like an industrial yard. But I got hired to work 5 minutes away from my house. And then apparently somebody else had that route already, so they couldn't give it to me. So they told me they'd give me a route about 25 minutes away. But the pay is really good. It pays fucking 26 bucks an hour. So I really don't mind that at all. But apparently that fell through, and the guy who was supposed to call me back last Wednesday by 3 in the afternoon, he called me back yesterday, Friday, and to tell me all this shit. So, right now, yeah, I'm at this new place, supposed to learn, and there's a tractor coming now. Maybe that's the tractor I'm going to drive. So we'll see. I'll catch you guys later. No, that was not it. So yeah, it's to drive a tractor with a loader on the front. He told me it was a blower, and then he told me it was a loader. Anyway, those are two fucking totally different things. So I would have liked to have known. But yeah, so this place, right now, they called to send me even further away, where I have to meet a third person, because the job was through a fucking agency. So I had to go downtown for my first meetup, and there's a fucking detour, because there's construction, obviously. And this is to work 5 minutes from my house. So I had to go downtown. The fucking bitch wasn't fucking ready on time. Yeah, also there's no parking there. There's no fucking parking there. If you can't drive and you take the bus everywhere, great. Great, fuck. But if you're fucking independent and you have a fucking truck ready to work and shit, you can't fucking park anywhere. So, yeah, there's no parking. The bitch is fucking, she made me wait for fucking half an hour, and they made me take my fucking shoes off inside. And the floors are fucking soaked, man. Like, fuck. Oh. So, anyway, so I met them there downtown. Fucking took an hour to get there. It took an hour in there because she made me wait an extra half hour. And, here they are now. No, maybe they're not. No, maybe not. No. I fell for that before. I'm not going to fall for that again. So, yeah, I had to go fucking... No, that's not them. That's fucking security. Yeah, so I had to go downtown. So 2 hours. And then I had to drive another half hour after that to go to the job site. The first one that was 20 minutes away from my place. And the guy, he made me wait another half hour there because he wasn't fucking ready. And then he told me he had a route 5 minutes away from me. And then he called me, in a few hours. And he called me fucking 2 days after he was supposed to. And he told me that route was taken. And they sent me now. And he told me they were sending me to Old Montreal. But I'm in the fucking East End. I'm in Hochelaga right now. There's a fucking more construction to get here. And it's fucking 10:45. I had a meeting at 10:30. And I called the guy at 10 to tell him I was here. And he told me to give him 5 minutes. So it's been an hour. So you guys know how I love fucking lateness all the time and shit. So it's my fucking, one of my fucking favorite things. So I'm about to call him back and tell him I'm gonna leave. And guys, like the more I go through life, the more detached I find myself getting from like regular things, like this fucking blue-pilled fucking garbage here. Like, yes, potentially these would be long days, so potentially I could make, over $300 for a day's work. But the guy has to show up, and I have to potentially is a big word here, I have to potentially drive upwards of 4 hours per shift. So almost 2 hours getting here and 2 hours getting back. He gets 50 kilometers away. Now that's not that bad, but it schedules me on the GPS for that to take 1 hour with the detours. So I would be on call at this place and to work only when it really snows. So they're supposed to give you 2 hours notice, but I don't think they will. And one call, yeah, in a snowstorm with the construction, it already takes an hour to get here, so it would probably take upwards of 2 hours to get here. I know, I've done snow removal for years before, and I've done it, 15 kilometers away from my place, And sometimes it used to take me an hour to get to work. I was never late, but it really sucks. Unless you're getting paid a lot of money. So I'm going to call this guy, find out where he is, find out what's going on. And I'll talk to you guys in a bit. So final update, I just talked to him. He said he forgot about me and there was a problem in the yard, which is what I expected to happen. So he's on his way here. He said in a few minutes, but that was almost 10 minutes ago. God, I fucking hate this shit. I fucking hate this shit. But anyway, yeah, I'll let you guys know how that works out. Yeah, but like I said, I'm growing more and more and more detached. I care less and less and less about regular things, you know. So I want to talk a bit about seasonal work and why I like it personally, especially if you're going to work for someone else. Is that, again, if it's seasonal, it's weather dependent, so you don't work every day, first of all, which I like. And if you do other stuff, if you're an entrepreneur like I am, or if you're industrious like I like to think that I am, but if you just have hobbies, if you like to do other shit and you don't exist to eat and shit, you know, and to make money for someone else, if you have things that you like to do, it's actually cool. But or if you want, you know, again, if you have a business and you want to fund your business and you want to put a little bit of money into it, working full time is one of the worst things you can do if you want to do that. Your business really suffers that way, and it's very easy to get sidetracked. Statistically too, it's a very bad thing to do. But again, working part-time, seasonally, it pays pretty good as well. So if you have the skills required to, say, drive a tractor, and it's a pretty good gig. And it can lead to summertime employment if you want that sort of thing. But unfortunately, most of the time, these snow removal jobs, the only summertime employment they lead to is pushing a fucking lawnmower, which is fucking shit. I would never fucking do that. I mean, I did it when I was a kid. I'm never gonna fucking do it again, except for on my own fucking property one day, if I ever have grass. So we'll see now. There's someone coming now. Is that the guy supposed to give me my fucking interview? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. There's another one. I don't think so. But yeah, and there's a reverse trap also. So a lot of these people that work in the summer as landscapers, they think they're super smart. So during the winter, they go on employment insurance, which is the same as unemployment insurance in the States. It's the same shit. But they go on EI, and they try to work under the table, and they combine their income. And it doesn't add up to much, because EI only pays 60% of your salary, or maybe 66%. And it's not a lot, you know, it's $200 or $300 a week. And then with a snow removal job, if they pay you under the table, which they might, you know, the most you're getting is like $400 a week. I mean, you could get 500, but most good companies won't pay you a high salary like that, especially not under the table. I fucking wouldn't, that's for fucking sure. So that's the golden dream, to think you're so fucking smart, and then you scam the system and you scam a bunch of people also. People that have to fucking pay into your yearly EI. Like, I know people that do this every fucking year. I have no respect for it. And even if you think that you alone are paying it, they say, oh, well, I take my EI every year. My EI, no, you take everybody else's fucking salary. You take some of everybody else who works a salary. And all the people that don't go on EI, that pay into it anyway, like, everyone fucking pays for you to fucking not work during the season. I advocate seasonal work, yes, but I advocate fucking working for yourself as well. And actually working. You know, not fucking leeching off the fucking system, and people that actually do work. People like this make me fucking sick. So, waiting for this guy, man. Where might he be? That might be he. Soon we will see. Yes, that's him. Alright, talk to you guys soon. Chalet brothers. So I'm here at the loading dock, and I got the job, apparently. So I worked 5 hours yesterday, and I made almost I made $125, so not bad, fuck, for 5 hours of work. So today I'm here, I'm gonna do 10 hours supposedly, so at $25 an hour, so not too shabby. So it's a pretty quiet day. It's Sunday, the yard is closed. There's crazy cranes here and shit, guys. And I'm gonna be learning to drive these big ass fucking Caterpillar tractors that I never drove before in my life, but I drove one yesterday for about 2 minutes, and then I drove around in the salt truck with the guy, and the salt truck got stuck in shit. So on a plus side, there's as much work here as pretty much I want, in the winter that is, and if all goes well, I should be able to work here next season if I want as well. So there's only about a month and a half left of the winter time. So I'm not going to be working here every day, because it doesn't snow every day, but there's going to be work even when it doesn't snow that much. Thankfully, it snowed about 5 centimeters last night, but it's fairly warm today, so a lot of it's going to melt, and the place is closed today, so there's no operation. So usually I'm clearing snow in this giant fucking shipping yard, and there's cranes going around me and trucks and shit like that. And I'm obviously a second-class citizen here. I'm just a lowly snow removal guy, so I gotta watch out for that shit. So today is a perfect day to learn, because there's not a lot of snow, but there's enough for me to learn how to fucking clear it properly. And I'm gonna be here. It's supposed to be a relaxing day. We'll see. I'll fucking tell you guys how it goes later. And it's cool because it's supposed to be sunny, sunny, sunny all week this week here. No snow at all. So, you know, I'm gonna have my fucking week of like free time and shit. We're almost out of firewood. Well, we are out of firewood. That pile we got 1 week ago, it's fucking gone. I had a couple of days it was minus 20 this week, so we kept it going all the time, and so we gotta go gather more. And anyway, we're gonna do that, and after, so there's a guy pulling up. I wondered if it was my the guy that's training me, but it's not him. He still has to get here. So yeah, we need some more wood and shit like that, and this is gonna be a good source of income because there's only around a month and a half left in the season, and again, it pays extremely well, and it's not every day. So it's sporadic, which kind of sucks if you don't like that. I don't really like that, but as long as I have a day or two, like hopefully off in the beginning of the week, or sometime during the week, then I'm good. And it's very rare you work like 7 days a week, like all the time during snow removal, unless you work for a bullshit company like I worked for last year, and it snowed a shitload like it did last year. But that company sucked. Like, it really sucked. Like, they made every snowfall, they would brag about having the drivers go out in 4-hour shifts only, but it took 6 hours to do what they said should take 4 hours. It was impossible to do it in 4 hours, plus your travel time. So plus, let's say, an hour each way. Even if you don't live an hour away, even if you just live 10 minutes away, you're always going in a fucking blizzard and shit. So, you know, you have no choice. And so you have to do that. So it takes 8 hours, even though they say it's only 4. And then you have to go home, and then you have to go back out again. And they don't let you stay there or anything like that. So it fucking sucks. It's a lot of traveling for nothing. It cost me more money to work there than I made last winter, by far. By far, 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 far. So that was fucking bullshit. So, okay, I think my buddy's here now. So I'm gonna see you guys in a little bit, and wish me luck, man. I'm gonna fucking need it. Later. Shadowley brothers, all done here. I didn't really get to take any good videos. Pretty quiet day, but busy nonetheless. At least this place gives hours. So I'm all done. Started at 5:30 a.m. I was up at 2. It's 12:30 now, and I'm about to go home. So I'll talk to you guys later about the details of this job. Alright guys, take it easy. See you soon. So, February 24th, my buddy Darren would say, in the year of our Lord, my friends. And so, what do you guys think happened at that place? I didn't take the job. And I got hired. It wasn't bad, you know, and I stayed there 3 days. Not 3 days in a row, so in the span of around a week I worked 3 days, but it was too far. It didn't pay enough. Paid well, but it didn't pay enough. Travel time was way too fucking long, and yeah, it just wasn't worth it. So, a couple of funny things too. So I'll tell you guys what happened, my experience when I went there. And man, I had some fucked up, talk about fucking experience. Yesterday I was cutting wood, and I just went out to finish doing a couple of cuts, and you know, it should have taken no more than half an hour. And it didn't really take longer than that, but I didn't change my pants. I didn't put on my work pants. I was wearing like my regular fucking like jeans, you know, that I fucking go skateboarding in and shit. And it doesn't really matter except I wear a shoelace belt. So what fucking happened yesterday, I'll show you. Hopefully you can see. But this fucking slash right here, right above my fucking anus. So I was cutting wood and I had the saw up to me like this and my shoelace belt was fucking hanging and the tip went in fucking here and it got sucked in and the saw stopped and it ripped it, and that thing, that fucking mark, it's not from the fucking chain, by the way. It's fucking rope burn from the fucking shoelace. So I had to take my little starter cover off here and the shoe. Oh yeah, so before I did that, so the chainsaw stops and I fucking look at it and the starter cord here, as I'm fucking looking at it, this thing just fucking pops off and it gets sucked inside. So I open that cover up and the shoelace had gotten fucking sucked in there and wrapped around the little, I don't know what it's called, little plastic coil that holds a fucking starter spring. So I go in it and I fucking pull out the fucking shoelace. Thank God it didn't go inside the fucking motor. That's where it was going to go, I guess, or I don't fucking know. I'm learning as I go with this thing. Yeah, because like I said it in my first video about cutting wood and shit, I'm not fucking professional. You know, I'm learning as I go. It's not a how-to channel. Well, it is. You know, learn some basic stuff, but, you know, I haven't even come close to mastered skateboarding, and I'm pretty good at it, and I've been doing that I started that 21 years ago. And I've been skateboarding quite a bit since then. So yeah, I've been using a chainsaw for about 10 years, but not every day. You know, not, you know, have a little bit of experience here and there, but lately, especially since we got Faith. Faith has around, we got her about a month ago, and she has about 10 hours of use on her so far. Which is not bad, you know, it's quite a bit, actually, if you don't fucking work with a chainsaw or anything like that. So probably even a bit more. So after 10 hours of use, she's supposed to get tuned. Her carburetor is supposed to get adjusted properly. So the saw's got to be running for around 10 hours. So right now I'm taking her apart as I'm talking about what happened, and I'm going to clean her with you guys. And the compressor is going to go on sometimes because I clean it with compressed air. I don't have a blower, but I have this mini paint gun. And no, it's not a great idea to use a paint gun because it doesn't have a lot of power. You also get fucking sawdust all over it. And every time we've used her, it's been in the fucking snow. So the sawdust gets wet and fucking sticky and it goes all over the fucking place. It's kind of an ordeal to clean when it goes all over the place. You're gonna see it's gonna go everywhere. The compressor's gonna go off, it's gonna make noise. And I'm gonna time lapse that shit. So yeah, so what happened at the place? As soon as I showed up the first day, and oh yeah, so I mentioned that I had driven a tractor, but I had never driven that type. I had driven the other type that you see further on when I showed it. I had driven a New Holland tractor, I had driven a John Deere tractor. Those are actual farm tractors. This is what's called a loader. It's completely different. The front wheels don't turn. It's actually two pieces, the front and back. And when you turn the steering wheel, it actually turns the front and the back of the tractor. So it's kind of fucked up. Alright, while it's making noise, yeah, while it's making noise. Yeah, so the tractors are totally different. And the tractors I had a blower in the back, so you back up, and I did residential driveways. So these guys, first of all, they laugh at residential. They think it's for fucking pussies. Whatever. And in a residential tractor, you back up into the driveway, and you put the blower down. That's strange that the chain loosened like that. Yeah, so you put the blower down, and then you drive out, and you take all the snow, and you drive out of the driveway forward, and you shoot the snow into the fucking ditch, or like into the fucking yard or wherever. So with this, there's a plow on the front. So the plow can go up, down, it can tilt forward or tilt backwards. So when I get in to the tractor, the guy shows me, he says, I do the same thing for everybody. He says, you come in with me, I drive it how I drive it, you know, not slow or anything, I'm used to it, I'll drive it fast and shit, and then you'll be with me for like an hour, and then I'll just let you go. And I'm like, well, you're not going to be with me at all? And he's like, no, he's like, you won't need it. He's like, you'll see, it's easy. So he gets behind the wheel, and he takes off like a fucking bat out of hell. And I'm like fucking crouching on the floor next to him. And he's showing off, man, and and the thing is, man, on the tractors that I drove, there are 32 gears going forward and 32 gears in reverse. And then you have 3 different levers for your blower and back. And then you have a PTO switch that you have to pull and turn. So 4. Plus your 32 gears in forward and reverse. So you always have to, and they're standard as well. So you always have to decide which gear you're going to put it in. And when you get good, it doesn't take that long. It takes a few days. Though some drivers never get the hang of it, but once you get the hang of it, like you're doing everything at the same time. You know, you're operating your instruments as you're backing up into the driveway. You know, you don't have to stop. At first, you have to do everything like fucking slowly. You know, you back up into the driveway and then you stop. You know, and then you turn your chute, and then you adjust yourself. But when you get good, it's all one fluid motion. And yeah, again, a lot of fucking instruments and shit. So, this tractor, it just has a fucking plow on the front. Up, down, tilt. And it just has a joystick. Forward, neutral, reverse. And it's automatic, there's no clutch. And, gas, brake, that's it. But it's fucked up. The way it bends and shit, it's really fucked up. So the guy's showing off, man. He's driving all fast. And when you do snow removal, you do a lot of long shifts. You know, it's a common occurrence that you're going to work like 16 hours in a row. The most I've done, I think, was 26 hours. And that's when the customer yelled at me in my white trash asshole customers video. I'll put the link up in the description. It's a good video. You guys should watch it. And in that video, when the guy yelled at me, I had been behind the wheel of the tractor for 26 hours already. And I was going home. And I had to go back out again in like fucking 4 hours. And I was fucking pissed about that. Everybody did. It sucked. That's what it was, you know? So this guy at this new place, he starts fucking bragging to me that you know, he can do 100 hours in a row, and he's always a good employee, and he never loses his temper, and he's always smiling, and he's always joking, and like he's always the best worker, and like all this shit, you know, blah blah blah. And I've heard that so many times, you know. It's always bullshit. And it was bullshit this time too. And my second day, he had been working for like 10 hours and he was all grumpy, so he fucking went home. And he's supposed to be there all the time. He has like a room with a bed and shit. But anyway, he didn't have a lot of patience. He didn't have the patience that he said he had. Man, that really sucked for me. It sucked for me because he couldn't answer my questions and he got mad whenever I asked him anything. But ultimately, the place was too far. And to reiterate about the seasonal work that I like, again, especially if you have your own thing going on, is that you don't work every day. You know, the first year I did snow removal, I worked for a cool company, but it shut down. It shut down when I stopped working there. Imagine that. And it was cool, you know. Sometimes you work 5 days a week, but sometimes you don't work for a month. And you get paid anyway. This place, you only get paid if you work, which is cool too, because it was paying $25 an hour. But whatever, it was just too far. It was too far, it wasn't worth it. And when I got into the fucking truck with the guy, the first question he has for me, he says, "Oh, you know, you have kids?" I said, "No." He said, "You have a girlfriend?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm fucking smart." And he's like, "Wow." He's like, "So all you want to do is work?" And I was like, "No, man. Not in the slightest." And he didn't fucking hear this, you know. He heard what he fucking wanted to hear. And he's like, yeah, I'll give you tons of hours here. And I'm like, yo, did you not fucking hear me? It's like, I'm looking for part-time work. I don't want to work more than part-time. And again, you know, this would have been cool if it was 5 minutes away. And 5 minutes away, I was supposed to be plowing the sidewalks in a tiny little Caterpillar. But that would have been fucking cool. But instead, man, I had to fucking... Again, it was an hour away with no traffic in an industrial fucking loading area. And I had to clear the snow on the fucking train tracks. And I had to clear the snow where the fucking boats came in. And there's like a risk of falling into the fucking river. I shit you not, man. There's just a drop and that's that. And there's all these foremen driving around in little fucking vans and shit. And they stop in front of you. And they're like, oh, can you tilt your plow the other way when you get here? Just fucking annoying, man. And they're like, oh, welcome to your new life. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking think so. So, one of the other reasons I quit is because I had another business opportunity presented to me before, but it fell through. So, that's why. And this snow removal company, again, this agency that I guess applied with a while ago, called me back out of the blue after God knows how fucking long. And, you know, I heard them out. I gave them a chance.
Look at the sky, the sun won't ask for what if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lies that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask the world if it can rise. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask for what if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lies that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask. The sun won't ask, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask.
Okay, so I got most of the rough out. Use my little paint gun. Use a couple of rags. And I like to use little paint brushes to clean the hard to reach spots. And you can use the end, you know, without the brush for most of it. And it won't scratch your fucking saw. And then you can use the brush for the carburetor and shit like that. But I'm gonna get a proper blower that shoots more air. And I'm gonna unplug the paint gun. But the cleaning that I've done so far, like, it should more than suffice. But why not get everywhere? Especially if I'm gonna be talking to you guys, right? So, about work. I know that agencies generally are a waste of time. I'm surprised though they are able to manage this much and, you know, provide at least a high paying job. And when I called to tell them that I quit, they told me that I had 2 paychecks ready and that I could come get them anytime. Which is pretty cool. So they didn't make me wait or anything like that. So I said I had another business opportunity. And I wanted to talk about it earlier because for sure it's a good question, especially for you guys. How are you going to finance your land if, you know, you don't want to work for anybody? And, you know, I say over and over and over again, I am an entrepreneur. I have a business. Well, I have 2 businesses. One of them is t-shirts. I have an online store, bridgeburnersmfg.storeenvy.com. The other business I can't really talk about, but for both of them, you know, they have their high points and their low points. And in the past, when I've looked for full-time employment, like years ago, and I've sort of kept my business going, you know, keep replenishing the inventory and whatnot, the companies I've worked for have actually shut down. Yeah, I quit a few, and I got fired from a few more, but, you know, the only thing constant in my life for the past fucking 5 years has been my business. So it's worth it, and it's the best. You get up whenever you fucking want. Usually I get up early, but last night I went to bed early. I went to bed at 8:30 because I was really tired. I was really sore from fucking around with this thing all fucking day, and it fucking takes a lot out of me. And I got up at midnight, and I've been up since, you know, and you do what the fuck you want. It's really fucking cool, guys, and there's nothing like it. So there are 2 ways that you can increase your profit margins, and that's by increasing your sales, or, like, you know, charging more for your product, or selling more of your product, let's say, so long as you don't reduce the price too much, and or at all if you're lucky. And the other way is to reduce your overhead. So the best, I find, is to do both. So that's what we plan on doing with this fucking cabin. It's the whole plan is to reduce our overhead, our monthly overhead, to as close to $0 as we can. You know, eventually we're gonna, you know, we're still gonna have our phones and shit, but other than that, we're not gonna have any expenses once the land is bought and paid for. $10,000, maybe $20,000. That's, you know, how much we're willing to invest into it. But and I know, like, you're thinking that's not a lot, but on the contrary, most of this land is worthless to most people. And the further away you go, especially in Canada, you can just keep on going north. And the further north you go, the cheaper it gets. And we don't need to be close to the city for anything. So, Darren, you mentioned in one of your videos there must be a lot of red tape in a project like this. There is, if you build close to fucking civilization. But the further away you go, generally, rule of thumb, the fewer restrictions there are. So more about that in several videos. But, you know, J Lord also, I've been talking back and forth in the comment section, relatively new subscriber, and he wanted to talk about trades and stuff like that. And another guy, Big Town Man, I've seen you around in the fucking Howard Dare chats and in Purple Pill streams and shit like that. You're everywhere I am. What's up, man? Shout out to you. Also, MGTOW in Motion. You just changed your name. Used to be MGTOW Rising. What's up, man? I hope you guys are good. So, yeah, so it's business opportunity. I was offered the chance to manage and run a business 5 minutes away from my house that my landlord owns, because he owns a bunch of businesses and shit. And why me? Is because when we moved into this place, it was a shithole. And he knows this, and he has seen the work that we've done transforming it. And even though he owns a lot of places and he owns a lot of restaurants, we're among his fucking best tenants. And he's been by the place a few times and stuff like that. But yeah, he has a fucking car wash. And among many restaurants and shit like that. But yeah, and the car wash was rented to someone else for the past year who was using just the office part. And he was using the car wash part to store his cars and not as a business. But the year before that, one of my friends worked at this car wash. He worked there for 2 years. And it's been in business for a long time. It does a lot of business. And he asked me if I wanted to run it. And we would split it, profits over expenses. And I said, I'm not signing anything. But yeah, sure. Let's fucking do it. And I told him, I said, I'll work weekends, but I don't want to work during the day. I mean, I don't want to work like Mondays and Tuesdays. And he said, that's cool. You don't even have to work weekends. He says, you can be in charge of schedule. He says, just understand, the more you work, the more money you make. So the thing is, they also detail cars there. So they detail cars and they charge $250 and they don't spend more than 20 minutes doing it. It's only a single stage wax. And by the way, I went to trade school for auto body repair, so I know about all this shit. And I also worked in detailing and washing cars at BMW when I was a kid. Well, 20 years old, still a kid. But yeah, and he knows this also, and he even told me, he said, I singled you out because I know you're meticulous, and I see the way you stack your wood, and I see the way you kept your place, and I really respect it, and that's the type of employee, or that's the type of person I need fucking running that place. And he says, I'll never be there, I'll never be breathing down your neck, and says, you're in charge, and if it gets really busy, like even busier, you can hire as many people as you want, and fuck man, let's fucking do it. So he's on vacation right now, snowmobiling, and when he gets back, it should be Monday or Tuesday, and we're gonna meet up, and supposedly he's gonna give me the key, and that's that. So, you know, I don't want to count my chicks before they hatch. I'm not quitting anything. I'm still doing my dizzle everywhere else, but that's the plan. And I'm not just sitting here with my thumb up my ass. I'm cleaning my fucking chainsaw too. But yeah, I'm still keeping going with everything else, but that's the next step. So I think Tuesday I'll probably know, and I'll give you guys an update obviously. But if all goes well, this is a perfect opportunity in which we can either make a large amount of money in a short amount of time, or an even larger amount of money in a large amount of time. And I can leave anytime I want, and I can stay for as long as I want. So that changes everything, guys. So again, you know, my friend David, shout out David, how's it going, man? But he says himself, he says when you get to a certain point, you don't have to apply for jobs, they get offered to you. And you know, people fucking simps comment on some of my videos, and they say I have a bad attitude for an employee. No, I have a great attitude. I have a bad attitude for a simp, because I'm not a fucking simp. And the name of this channel isn't how to be a simp or how to go with the grain. It's called Bridge Burners fucking TV. Get a fucking clue, you fucking retard as fuck. So, yeah, I believe I do have a good attitude, but not every employer sees that, and my work ethic, I believe, is wasted on most places. So, find the right place, keep doing my thing, you know. I got my last job, or 2 jobs ago, I got that because my neighbor referred me, and the only reason he referred me was because he saw me skipping rope in the backyard every day. And he thought, this guy doesn't fuck around, he's probably a good worker. And yeah, I was such a good worker that I couldn't stand the way the fucking company was being run so sloppily. So I mentioned it, and I asked for more money, and then I got fired. So whatever though, I got the reference because of fucking skipping rope in my backyard. And I got this opportunity just from being a fucking good tenant and keeping my fucking place clean. You know, and doing a nice job stacking wood and being meticulous, as the landlord said. So thank you for that, and I really hope this works out, and I hope that I can be able to fucking provide employment for, you know, a fucking sawdust in my eye, but for some of my fucking brothers out there that are looking for something and looking for, you know, a way out, because that's why we're doing this shit. This is a fucking means to an end, and it should fucking work. You know, it should really work. And also, for detailing a car, they charge $250. That's what I was gonna say. And it takes 20 minutes. And he suggested that you do all the detailing at the end of the day. So during a day, you do regular car washes, and you get your, you know, you still get a fucking good haul for 8 or 10 hours, and then some. But all your detailing appointments, it's by appointment, and you keep the car overnight, and then you spend 20 minutes detailing the car. But the customer doesn't fucking know that. They think that it's a huge job. So, because look, man, no one's gonna pay $250 if they watch you do 20 minutes of work. Even though that's the rate, they're always gonna fucking complain after. It's fucking human fucking nature. That's how they are. Fuck. But if you take an appointment and create an artificial fucking scarcity for what you're doing, and it's not even artificial. You are too busy during a day. During a day, it's first come, first serve, washing cars only. I don't have time to do a several hour detail job, and then at night, you take fucking 10 of them on if you want, and that's 200 minutes. So a little over 3 hours if you want for an extra $2,500. You know, granted you split half of that with the fucking owner, but still, man, like I'm only gonna be limited by my own ingenuity and industriousness here. So Mark's on board too, and but it's got to work before I start offering people fucking jobs. But yeah, that's a fucking plan. So let me know what you think. I went pretty long this video, but now I'm gonna sharpen my chain. I gotta charge my battery. So it's Saturday morning. It's like, no, it's about noon now, but I've been up for 12 hours. It feels fucking late, but it's beautiful. The sun is shining, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. Since my video, not my ninja video, since the video before that, when Mark and I went into the woods and we got wood and shit like that, 4 people unsubscribed. So yeah, it's fucked up. I don't know if it's because of that video or because they're recent additions, but they look back at my older shit. But whatever. Big deal. The guys that are here, fucking, and they've been here since day one, thank you very much. I fucking appreciate it. Chatelet guys, and all you new guys, welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy my channel, and I look forward to being able to actually offer something tangible to the community other than just entertainment or information. But this has been on my mind for a long time, and more on that later, because I have another idea I want to fucking pitch to you guys too, and I think it'd be fucking interesting. Well, 2 more ideas, so 3 big ideas total to fucking change the face of MGTOW as we know it. So let me know what you think. Please leave a thought in the comments downstairs. I hope you guys all have a fucking awesome weekend. Like, share, subscribe. Chatelet. You're watching Bridge Burners TV, brothers.
Look at the sky, the sun won't ask for one if it can rise. Look at your mind and ask yourself what keeps you trapped inside. Look at the lies that follow you when you run and hide. Look at the sky, the sun won't ask, the sun won't ask.